And we're crossing over to Hussein Mohammed in just a few moments. First, George Keithy, we have 20 nominated senators, 12 nominated MPs, 770 nominated MCAs, none of whom have any voting power. Do we need these positions?
Well, I think as Kenyans, we need to relook at the representation. All those instances that we propose are not in the Constitution that are beneficial to Kenya. But we think, and there's a window that we can reduce these positions, yes. So we need to look at this debate afresh and see whether we can amend the Constitution to reduce this. But more importantly is that it's not an issue that that needs to be taken out of emotion. I think we need to look at the what serves us as Kenyans, and take a closer look at the Constitution and see whether we can amend so that then it still serves us, yes, as intended, but probably reduce the cost. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, George Keithy, for joining us, giving us your views. We're now going to take a short break. We're back with Hussein Mohammed. He'll be with his guests for their final take on tonight's topic. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the big question. The question tonight we're asking, are we overrepresented in this country? That is elected leaders and nominated leaders. I'm going to give now a minute or less than a minute to my guests now to wind up this debate with their final comments. I'm going to start with you, MP.
Thank you very much. I think the question has been answered, and I'm very happy my colleagues have supported me, and I know many others are supporting this cause, because what I'm bringing on the table is I'm bringing concrete proposals to reduce the cost of representation, and perhaps even go a further step to ensure that the money saved actually goes to the women and youth at the grassroots level, and to our respective areas where people are really struggling to make their living, to make their ends meet. So I'm really saying, and I want to say the proposal I'm making will not even affect the people who are currently serving in those positions. They will continue serving up to the end of the election time. Then from next parliament, we have a more leaner parliament, a more effective parliament, because now, if you look at 349, even to get time to speak in the House, it's a nightmare. And I think the Speaker, I sympathize with the Speaker, because having 349 people and ensuring everybody speaks, I can tell you, Hussein, is a very difficult.
All of them are not there.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your last comment.
Yes, thank you, Hussein. And I will say all of them are not all there all the time, and it's not our duty anyway to sympathize with the Speaker. That's his work. That's why we gave him the seat. And I will say that as we speak in Rwanda, 32% of political offices are given to women. We have Uganda, which is doing very well. And recently, our president was nominated or elected as the chair of East Africa. So how will our president be sitting with the two presidents who are working with women and himself is not working with women? And finally, as I conclude, I have a big problem with Article 81B, which want to scrap the representation of either gender of 2/3 in particularly in the elective position. And I would say that women be given a chance. This seat was not permanent. It was there to bring capacity, to clear the culture ideologies. It was there to bring women to empowerment of political exposure, finance, and given time, maybe even in 10 years' time, you see women themselves more in the parliament and other representation.
Okay, I just want to say first that I do not agree with Honorable Langat. I say we should give the Constitution a chance. We've only fully implemented it now for a year. We should give it more time before we try to amend the Constitution. Also, I think we should get rid of jobs that are duplicating, example, county commissioners and so on, and also put a stop to corruption, which we can save money actually to help the economy. And also to say that it's not about just cutting salaries. I think the Jubilee government should be more clever and come up with ways of growing the economy as well, and it's possible in Kenya. And lastly, nominated members of parliament are not flower girls, as some members of parliament have been saying. I have worked in the youth development field now for 14 years. I've worked with ODM on the youth issues since 2008. And so we've been doing a lot, and even in Parliament I've done quite substantively, and I'll be doing more. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Just to look at what people have been saying on 2242 before I let you go. Emilio from Nairobi says we are not overrepresented. It's representatives who are grossly overpaid. Additionally, please ask the Aina Moi MP, 1, if he was in the group that voted against the new constitution, and 2, if the amendment the MP is proposing, were you in that group?
Yes.
He was.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Because that doesn't mean
There you
that
go.
is why you're doing this.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
That doesn't mean, of
I
course,
am
that is
very
a-
consistent.
Okay, fine. And number 2, if the amendment the MP is proposing to our constitution requires a referendum, there should be an additional question if MP salaries should be slashed, and then let the people decide. Can you do that? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, if he wants, we can do it.
Okay, and then we have Muturi from Mombasa. Hi, it was the politicians that agreed on increasing the constituencies to get their numbers. Wanjiku was not in the mix. Why are they not even talking about bringing the price of basic items down? Imagine we all buy unga at the same price. Then somebody says, yeah, I agree with Honorable Langat. I'm a woman and I just don't see what the women are doing in parliament. They don't have any impact. We just want the same platform to fight for our rights. We as women need to fight alongside men. You want equality, yet you want special consideration. Women representatives should be scrapped. That is Matilda from Sioki. We'll be back with more of your feedback. Of course, I'm calling to crossover to Janet for that on Twitter. But to our guests, thank you very much, Aina Moi MP.
Thank you very much.
This is going on. You're going ahead with this?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Benjamin Langat. Zuleika Hassan, nominated MP, thank you for making time for us. And Wanjiku Muhia, Women Representative, and County. Thank you so much for making time for us tonight. Janet, let's look at what they are saying on Twitter.
All right, Hussein, I'll see you in a bit. Let's take a look at some of your tweets right now. Let's see if we can bring those up for you on our screens. Are they there? There we have it. And at, well, a majority of Kenyans agree the addition of more constituencies was a bad idea. Reduction of the hefty allowances is the answer. Hashtag the big question. At Fatuma 78, I need to understand this. What are the roles of nominated honorables? I think that was discussed in part during the moderation. At Jack_Nyabuti, MPs are densely populated in the House and only 10% are working. The rest are just benchmarking. And that's using the hashtag the big question. It is like the Kenyan population doubled from 2010, needing double representation. Get rid of duplicated roles. That's at Kamau Mboro. At Levis LVIS, representation doesn't light a school, improve infrastructure, or create jobs, so no big issue. Those positions be scrapped. Okay, let's see. At Nyaswabu Obed says, since March 4th, I have never seen any woman rep taking on issues affecting women. Why do we need them anyway?
And at Washington K6, the sitting allowances. Why should we pay salaries and the sitting allowances? Isn't it double pay for one job? We have at Ekeno Ekiru, reduction of salaries is a good and logical move to make Kenya economically stable.
All right, and Hussein now joins me. A lot of insight there. I think a lot more questions will continue to be asked about that. Thank you so much for watching The Big Question with us tonight. I'm Janet Mbogwa. Have a good night.
Good night, Hussein.